Hi everybody, I'm Aryan Rasoulipour. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I want to talk about symbolism. So, let me start it. Symbolism is a literary and also artistic technique where the symbols used to represent to express ideas and qualities. So, symbols are useful to expressing ideas and qualities beyond their literal meaning. Symbols can be objects, colors, characters, or even the figures. They are using to convey meaning and deeper concepts of something. As a first example, I deliver an example about the daily life that you always face about it. For example, red light in the streets are symbols of something that first you mandatory stopping, okay? Or in trade, business, or even the arts, and a skull, it's represent to mortality, and also on the other hand, a rose represents a love and this sexual and romantic desire. Therefore, we can represent this point that rose is symbol of love and skull is symbol of death and mortality. Or in literature, that is our main field, a dove is will be symbol of the something like peace. But on the other hand, vice versa, on the contrary, a torment and a storm will represent conflict as a symbolically. And now the question is that why are we using symbols? Symbols allows writers and also artists to convey deeper meaning and complex meaning and also emotions beyond the meaning. For example, how you would like to represent love in a painting. You couldn't draw anything about love. Everything you draw is a is not visual. Love is an abstract term. Is an abstract term. So you should draw a red rose to show your observers that this painting is about love. And also symbols has other rules. The other rules of symbolism and symbols are encouraging readers or viewers in art to discover deeper meaning of the text and painting and refuse to limit themselves on the surface of the meaning. Now it's time to talk about symbolism in literature. Okay, the symbolism movement as a historical background firstly emerged in late 19th century in France and then spread as a reaction against naturalism and realism that were dominating across the literary realms on that period. Some critical and notable and remarkable aspects of symbolism in literature and its writers are included in these types and respectively. Firstly, we should notice that the symbolic writers always is emphasizing are always emphasizing on emotions and imaginations. Secondly, we should notice among all the figures of the speech, the metaphor is one of the most important critical elements for symbolism and symbolic writers. They use very and are still using very much metaphors in their text. Some types I want to mention extended metaphor, implicit metaphor, and rest types of metaphors. that because this video is not about metaphors types, I will not elaborately go into it. Thirdly, the symbolist writers and also poets very focused on the mysterious and spiritual aspects of life on the texts. And also symbolic poets has very rhythmic and musical sense and context inside it. Next, we should notice that the symbolism is particularly affected by some other movements in advance, especially the Romanticism movement. In the other words, the symbolic writers were emphasizing on the individualism, emotions, and sublimes, as the Romantic writers emphasized on these elements. Finally, we should notice symbolism of delving and diving into the deeper emotions and experiences and subconscious of human life. And in the other words, we can say symbolism was a discovery and surveying on the deeper sides of human life and soul. So, symbolism was an emphasis on the inner parts and world of the human soul and consciousness and unconsciousness, life. One of the noticeable writers of the symbolist movement is Charles Baudelaire, or Charles Baudelaire in English, which is often used and known as the founder of symbolism movement or one of the founders of symbolism movement in France. And we should notice about that the most important work of this Charles Baudelaire was Les Fleurs du Mal on 1857. This book introduced the themes of the melancholy, beauty, and decay in a combination and mixture of all. Therefore, Hutley combined all of these themes into one book that was Les Fleurs du Mal in French phrase. And we should consider that the symbolism movement has a lasting, or in the other word, if I want to tell you honesty, by honest, it has a great and huge and massive lasting impact on the contemporary literature and also the, some other next literary schools in modern life and modern artistic firms also. Some ways that symbolism continues and spontaneously influencing all modern life is these elements that I want to tell you now. Symbolism became a root and groundwork to emerging or to emerge the modernist movement and modernist period in 20th century in Europe. Or if I want to correct it, in European languages and literatures, not only Europe continent. Some modern writers like T.S. Eliot and James Joyce were deeply affected and influenced and impacted by symbolism movement and techniques, and they were one of the so many followers of this movement on that period. It also very well helped to surrealism emerge and develop in the 20th century. How it helped, if I want to go inside details, by focusing on subconscious part of human body and Freudian theory that I mentioned before to you. Where the symbolist focused on the subconscious part of human life. They help to some writers in future to produce some works based on surrealism. That is a genre totally based on subconscious part of soul. In the Freudian theory, we have three main parts: ego or me, conscious part, and subconscious part of human soul. These are bases and roots in modern psychology and psychotherapy. Some other writers is still using some imagery and literary terms that produced by the symbolic movement and symbolist writers like Haruki Murakami, famous and well-known prominent Japanese writer in nowadays life and contemporary world literature. That's it. Thank you for attending on my YouTube channel. Please don't forget, if you preferred and liked, and please like this video, subscribe my channel and ring the bell to whenever I publish a new video, you will receive a notification from YouTube and watch it another time. See you later. Goodbye. Farewell. Good luck. Keep studying, keep enjoying, keep reading. Farewell. Goodbye.